Attention passionate Buffalo, BILLS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Buffalo Bills' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Buffalo Bills fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Buffalo BILLS. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, if you've been paying attention to the NFL news cycle over the past few days, you've probably seen the buzz, the rumors, the whispers coming out of the AFC Northeast. And let me tell you, this is not just another typical trade or roster move. No, what's unfolding right now could be a game changer, especially for the Buffalo Bills and their quest for Super Bowl glory. We're talking about a blockbuster trade involving none other than Roquan Smith, the all-pro linebacker who's been making waves since his days at the Bears and now with the Ravens. This move, folks, is not just about swapping a player. It's about a strategic recalibration that could define the AFC landscape for years to come. So let's break this down. First, the context. The Baltimore Ravens, sitting at 3-2, are facing some financial constraints with a cap space of around $15 million after a less than stellar start to the season. Their defense, which was supposed to be a strength, has been leaking points, allowing around 23 points per game, which is quite the Ravens' standard, especially considering their historic defenses. And with injuries piling up, Matt Milano's knee out for 6 weeks, and Dorian Williams questionable, the Ravens decided to make a bold move. They traded away Roquan Smith, the linebacker they acquired just last year from the Bears, to the Bills, in exchange for a conditional 4th-round pick in the 2026 draft. Now, the terms of this trade are interesting because it's contingent on Smith hitting certain tackle thresholds. If he gets more than 150 tackles, the upgrade kicks in, which obviously aligns with the Ravens' internal goals. But why would the Ravens do this? Well, it's about cap relief and a quick rebuild vibe. The Ravens are trying to shed some salary, free up cap space, about $12 million, and at the same time, they're focusing on their youth movement, especially with players like Trenton Simpson, a linebacker they see as a future star with a PFF grade of 88. It's clear they're in a bit of a rebuild mode, trying to retool while still competing. Lamar Jackson has been pushing for extensions, and with Kyle Hamilton also in the mix, the Ravens are trying to keep their core intact while addressing some of their defensive shortcomings. Now, this is where it gets really interesting for the Bills. Because, folks, Roquan Smith isn't just any linebacker, he's a sideline-to-sideline maestro, a player who can change the entire dynamic of a defense. Since entering the league in 2018 with the Bears, and then making his way to Baltimore in 2022, Smith has proven himself as one of the best at what he does. In 2025, up to September 15th, he's already accumulated 32 tackles, snagged 3 interceptions, and earned an incredible PFF overall grade of 91. 4. That's elite territory, folks. He's averaging 4.8 stops per game with an 83% tackle success rate, and he allows just 29 yards of separation in coverage. His career stats are staggering: over 300 tackles, 20 interceptions, and a near-elite EPA per coverage rating of -0.19, which is outstanding for a linebacker. Imagine this, a linebacker who can cover passes, stuff the run, and make tackles all over the field. This isn't just a player who fills a gap, this is a game changer. And in the context of the Bills, who have been battling some injury issues on defense, particularly with Matt Milano sidelined for 6 weeks, adding a player like Smith is a major boost. It helps shore up the middle of the field, makes the run defense more formidable, and gives the secondary more room to breathe because that internal pressure on the quarterback increases. When you think about the Bills' defense ranking 7th in the league, allowing just 18 points per game, this move has the potential to push them even further into the elite tier, maybe to a top 5 or even top 3 defense. That's the kind of game-changing impact that can tilt the balance in close games, especially in playoff scenarios. Now, let's talk about the strategic fit. The Bills' defensive scheme under Sean McDermott is zone-based, heavily reliant on versatile linebackers who can cover, blitz, and stop the run. Roquan Smith fits perfectly into this mold. He's not just a tackler, he's a coverage maestro with a coverage grade of 87.6, and he excels against screens, success rate of 78%. His ability to stuff runs, limit yards per carry to under 4.2, and chase down plays sideline to sideline, these are the qualities that make him a perfect fit for the Bills' scheme. Plus, his presence helps the Bills' secondary by providing internal pressure, which is crucial when facing top-tier quarterbacks and explosive offenses. And don't forget, this move has a ripple effect on the Bills' offensive side. With the defense tightening up, the Bills can rely on a better field position game, which is vital considering their offensive ranks, scoring an average of 34 points per game, ranking 4th in the league. Improving the defense's ability to stop the run and force turnovers, like forcing more incompletions and creating turnovers, means that Josh Allen can operate in more manageable situations, reducing the pressure and increasing the chances of sustained drives. It's a classic example of how a single trade can elevate the entire team. Now, let's look at the broader picture. The Bills' Super Bowl odds have already improved significantly with this move, jumping from +3,800 to +1,900 in some betting markets. That's a massive shift, reflecting the increased confidence in their championship potential. The analytics show that Smith's impact on run stopping and overall defensive EPA could increase their postseason success probability by around 11%. That might not sound huge on paper, but in the NFL, especially in the playoffs, it's everything. Against power-running teams like the Browns, who allow 148 yards per game on the ground, having a player like Smith who can stuff the run and provide leadership in the middle of the field is invaluable. And let's not forget about the playoff picture. With Smith on board, the Bills are not just a good team, they're transforming into a true powerhouse. The comparison to the Steelers' legendary steel curtain defense in the 1970s might seem like a stretch, but the impact of a dominant tackling unit that can stuff the run and shut down passing lanes is reminiscent of those great defenses. This move might also be a signal that the Bills are serious about making a deep playoff run, possibly even returning to the Super Bowl. With their offensive firepower, led by Josh Allen, and now a defense fortified by a player of Smith's caliber, they're positioning themselves as serious contenders. Of course, every trade comes with questions. Some skeptics might point to Roquan Smith's injury history. He had a shoulder strain in 2025 that limited his snaps temporarily. But overall, he's shown resilience and consistency. His stats from the 2023-20 for seasons demonstrate that he can handle the rigors of an NFL season and thrive in high-pressure moments. The Bills are betting on that durability and talent, and it's a gamble that, if it pays off, could define their season. So, wrapping this up, what does all this mean for the Bills? It means they're not just trying to keep pace, they're trying to lead the pack. They're making moves to strengthen their roster, improve their defense, and position themselves as a postseason force. They've added a player who can impact every level of the defense, from stopping the run to covering the pass. This is the kind of move that can push them from good to great, from playoff hopefuls to Super Bowl contenders. The AFC East, which has been traditionally dominated by the Bills in recent years, now faces a new challenge, a reshaped landscape where the Bills are even more formidable. And for Ravens fans, well, they're trying to rebuild and shift gears, but they've lost a key piece in Smith that could make their defense less dynamic in the postseason. And now, Buffalo Bills fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this blockbuster trade? Do you believe Roquan Smith can be the missing piece that propels the Bills to another Super Bowl? Or do you think there are still holes to fill? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion really matters to us and to the Bills' future. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, analysis, and insights into the Bills' journey this season, so make sure to stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Bills.